What music, Davey.
Sejam bem-vindos a mais um podcast de metal global. Hoje a conversa é com o duo canadiano Crownlands para falarem sobre a novidade Apocalypse. Antes da conversa com o Cody e com o Kevin, me quero mais lembrar que tem a versão rádio em exclusivo na RTP Play. Vai passar por lá e procurar por Metal Global. O duo canadiano de rock progressivo, Crownlands, está de regresso com um novo trabalho de estúdio intitulado Apocalypse. O álbum funciona como uma experiência narrativa que se desenvolve no mesmo universo do álbum anterior, Fearless, editado em 2023, e traz como ponto central o tema-título, um tema épico com 19 minutos de duração. Para falarem sobre a novidade Apocalypse, a conversa é com Cody e com o Kevin dos Crownlands.
Hello.
Hello, Kevin, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Everything is good. I'm a bit under the weather with the throat anyway, but it's all good.
Sorry, dude. It makes you sound really cool.
Yeah. I maybe should do voiceovers now, you know?
Maybe. Yeah, exactly. In a world.
Yeah. Something like James Earl Jones, I think would sound, in that register would be nice. Anyway, how is...
know the power of the dark side. Yeah, no, I'm good, man. We're just finished. I had to jump, we had another interview, so that ran late, so I'm sorry for being a few minutes late here, man.
It's okay. And been busy with promoting these Apocalypse records?
Yes, we have been on Zoom interviews for the last 3 hours today. We did 3 hours of it, 2 days ago. And we've been doing it basically almost 3 hours a day talking about it for the last couple of weeks. And it's been great. I mean, it's nice to be able to talk about what we love, man, which is our music, you know? Yeah. So it's been great, man.
And Cody's joining us as well.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello, Cody, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, man?
Everything is good. Trying to.
Yeah, totally. I love your little Grogu guy back there.
It's everybody talks about it, so I just let him there, and people can talk about him and to him, and I'll just go do something else.
You should puppet him.
Yeah, probably I should bring him in front of me, you know, and pretend that's the one talking and not me. I think probably the interviews would be much better than they are normally anyway. Anyway, we were just talking about Apocalypse and how busy you guys been with the press. You guys released Ritual 1 and 2 last year. So, you know, when did you guys start working on the songs for Apocalypse?
Actually, before, I guess some of them before. Mm-hmm. Some of them after the Ritual 2. You know, it takes a long time for a Crownlands record to get finished. I think Apocalypse was the one that took the longest time of any of it, and it was less because of us actually working on it, but it was more about us getting distracted and having to take time off. Where, you know, we wrote Rituals, we wrote another record with David Barrett and Terry Brown that's coming out later this year. Cody went and made a solo record, which is brilliant. I've gone and produced 3 or 4 other albums in the period between Fearless and Apocalypse. You know, it was one of those things that we just got so distracted in all these side quests for the better part of a year or two, and that's why there's a big break in between it. And then, of course, you know, Cody went through just a bit of a personal crisis for a year about there as well. So we all just kind of, you know, it took the longest of any album that we've worked on, but the actual time that went into writing it, was probably, most of it was written in a month period, and most of it was recorded in a 1 month period. So if only we actually got our shit together and actually did it all in concentrated moments, because the Ritual record we wrote, recorded, and mixed it in a 2-week period, and it's you know, if only we actually just got our, you know, it's
Imagine if we did that for Apocalypse, man. Shit.
Yeah. So as we're talking right now, I bet if our manager listened to this interview right now, he'd be like, boys, what the hell are you doing? Just take 2 weeks off. Don't do anything else. Get in the studio and work.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. And I truly do think that is actually what we need to do is stop doing this like a little bit on, little bit off kind of thing. Yeah, let's do it. Why not?
Can you really?
I can.
No.
But I think Kevin works so can. I can. I've made myself available to do that.
That's bullshit.
Bro, no, straight up. I don't have a job. I don't have a job.
Yeah, Cody doesn't have a job. And guess what? Who's in the studio right now, though? Who's in the studio right now?
I know.
Even though, guess what? We're booked today, George.
I know. I live an hour away.
To be here right now. You see, there it is. There's the excuse. That's why this shit isn't done right now. That's why the shit isn't done right now.
So for some context, George, Kevin lives 10 minutes away, 20 minutes away. I live about an hour. So it's just a vastly different landscape where Kevin has a job outside of this and I don't, purposely for the sake of making more time for this.
The reason I'm here at the studio, though, is because I teach in the mornings and then instead of going home right after, I come right here and work.
Yeah, that makes sense. For sure.
So basically what Kevin is saying is Cody should be the one to bring more music because he's the one that has nothing to do.
That would be nice. A lot of the time is Cody's like, I need more music. And I'm like, how about this? No. And then a year later, guess what? Cody's like, dude, this song's the best. We should finish it. And I'm like, oh, yeah?
I just don't know if
that's another reason why it takes a long time.
Yeah.
But whatever. It's fine. It's fine.
There's many different reasons in truth.
Life gets in the way. Normally, it's the excuse I give for procrastinating and not doing stuff. I just say life gets in the way. And that's the best excuse I can come up with. Normally, it's not a good one, but it's the one that I have.
Yeah,
true. And
sure.
we're both married now. Life is totally different. Life is in the way.
and for this record, you guys did something that I expect from a band like Yes or Dream Theater. It's to release the first song like a 19-minute one. Obviously, the radio, it's not what it used to be in this day and age, but why did you guys decide to release, the title track, which is the epic of the record, first and foremost?
Because we wanted everyone to not be too afraid that, we hadn't gone off and are living in a forest with mushroom people all day and making Ritual 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're actually a prog band, and we're going to, deliver a big, massive, progressive narrative story that people can get lost in again. I think it was more of sort of like a statement, because our first two records when we released that we released through Inside Out was the Ritual records, and so when we wanted to come back, we wanted to come back hard, and it's quite the statement to put out a 19-minute piece.
Yeah. Was your decision? Was the label decision to put that one first?
We really wanted to put it out first.
Yeah. And you guys this week released, I think it was this week, Black Star, the new single. That's one hell of a song. That's catchy as fuck. I was listening to it and I was like, I'm going to say this not in a bad way. I was listening to the song and I was like, this reminds me of Ghost, but at the same time reminds me of Led Zeppelin, and
cool.
And interesting. I don't hear any Zeppelin, but Ghost was the number one influence when we were writing the music, without a doubt. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you hear the Zeppelin, if I may ask?
I think it's more on the voice than anything else.
That makes sense. Yeah, I always have that. Influence is kind of hard baked into my voice, just from years of absorbing that music.
Yeah, and how did you guys come up with the, Black Star? What was the, the writing process? I think Kevin probably wrote the music since Cody's always asking for music anyway. So how did that?
Well, so the riff, I think the riff for Black Star, like in the main riff, is the oldest piece of music on this whole record. We wrote that for a long time ago, but it never went anywhere. And then I put a new demo together with that riff. Literally, the song title was called That Old Riff.
Yeah.
And I sent it to Cody, and Cody's like, this is great, but there's no fucking chorus, dude. Go and write a chorus part for it. And I was like, challenge accepted.
Yeah.
And I was listening to literally nothing but Ghost. And so I just started strumming my guitar like with a really heavy tone, and I just came up with like that down 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 down. And then of course, instead of it being like repetitive, I was like, every single time it repeats, it has to have a whole new section. And so, even though it sounds like there's an A and a B, it's actually like A, B, C, D for every single chorus. And then I just added like this really clean arpeggio guitar over it as well. And when I sent that to Cody as a proof of concept, that's actually the final guitar. Those are the final guitars that are on the record, because there was like a certain vibe to it. Like, again, that's the great thing about being in this studio all the time, bro. Because if I make an idea that's really good and I send it, it's already recorded well enough that it can be on the final version, and that makes our life really easy.
Oh yeah.
Now, that being said, as I say that, in theory it should do it. That's the only one. Oh, and some of the riffs on the fall. But other than that, those are the only times like demo guitars end up actually being the final versions.
Yeah, but I loved it. I loved the demo. It was super cool. I was like, this is sick. Let's work with it. Because we always knew we wanted to use that riff. But like a lot of riffs in the riff bin, they kind of sit there, collect dust, get changed a little bit, and we reincorporate them into our songs. But yeah, that riff kind of stayed its true classic form. Just saying.
Yeah. And then we couldn't. Cody was struggling big time with the top line, so we went to our longest collaborator, David Bottrill, and Dave really helped Cody figure out where to put
just the chorus,
the melody
beat. Yeah, just the beat on the chorus.
And the verse too, right? Because it was like the da da da, right? Like even that you were coming in like. On the
it's
ends,
true. Yeah,
right?
so I have this tendency as a drumming singer to put the marking of the melody on the ends of the after the downbeats, where I hit the cymbal and then it's like da and so when I was working with David on that, he really whipped me into shape and kind of like made me see the error of my ways, because when you're in it for so long and you're doing something like that and you're so used to just doing stuff and operating in that mindset, you don't see these glaring mistakes or these glaring obvious pitfalls or shortcomings, and he really helped a lot with that and pushing it into the right direction.
And you guys recording yourselves like in the studio, obviously it's easier in this day and age, other than going to a fucking expensive studio, spend the money that you don't have. It's easier. And nowadays with technology and with with hardware and software, there is it makes life easier. Normally, how many hours, when you guys go in writing mode, as you guys were saying, like in a month, to get everything done, how many hours you guys really spend in the studio working on the songs?
When we were finishing this album, I was coming here from noon probably until midnight, just working 12 hours straight. And again, so I would teach music in the morning and come here, around 12 or 12:30, and literally just work until midnight. There were a few days where I was here until 2 a.m, like absolutely cooking my brain.
Yeah.
And Cody, the person who doesn't have a job and is down to come here at all times, showed up a few times for a few hours and was like, I like that guitar.
No, I showed up. I would
part.
show up and kind of quality control it. Be like, hey, so you came up with this, awesome, sick, good shit. And he's like, do you want to stay till like 3 a.m? I'm like, bro, I'm not 10 minutes down the road. I gotta drive an hour. Sorry, bro.
Yeah,
This is the reality.
It was definitely a challenging experience. Trying to get get everything done.
It was more than a month.
But it got all done, and it's the best thing we've done so far, and that feels good. And it's nice to have again all of that ownership over it, where it's the first time that Cody and I have put this much effort into it from like all sides of it. Because again, this like the last record we made, Fearless, was the last one we did with Universal. And we did it at their studio, and a lot of the technical work was being done by other people. But it's just nice when you get to do it all yourself, and you get to have that again, like that stamp of ownership, and know that like you've kind of seen through every single part of the process.
Yeah, but I think in terms of actually writing the material, there was a lot of time spent on that. I don't know. I would say it's longer than a month.
Yeah, you're right.
So I would say Kevin is the perfectionist in all this.
No, Cody's actually
me. I'm the pain in the ass. Yeah. So basically, Kevin will do all this work, and then I'll be like, "Oh, bro, but you forgot this one thing." And then Kevin's heart I see his eyes, and then I have to decide, okay, you know what? This isn't worth it. It's okay. It's good. I'm sorry, bro. And then we hug it out.
Then it gets then I just.
But sometimes it's like, oh shoot, okay, we gotta actually like maybe this solo. Maybe we need to add a little bit to this solo or whatever. Or like, especially with the vocals, it's like do a billion takes and every freaking syllable is scrutinized.
Doubling vocals is crazy. So like, again, this is my first time producing Cody's vocals on this record. And Cody does not like doubling vocals. Most singers don't. I don't really know many people who like doubling vocals.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not
so a lot of this record, we actually stole this technique from Nick Raskulinecz, where instead of doubling a lot of the vocals, we actually just ran it through an eventide harmonizer on the micro pitch shift setting, and then it's kind of like a fake double, and it sounds really good actually. And so we did that for a lot of this. Yeah,
because I would do like 30 takes of a chorus, and then we'd be done, and then Kevin's like, okay, we got to double it now. I'm like, bro, I have the rest of the song. I still need to do the rest of the song. Because it's not like I'm like Michael Bublé just like chilling it out. I'm belting her, I'm giving her. And at the end of those days, I would have like massive migraines. But like, that's kind of how it is.
But
and that wasn't even from the singing. That was just from being around me all day.
No.
That's a good thing about technology, but like, you were speaking about doubling and, doubling vocals. And I remember the making of a night at the opera from Queen and all those, takes. And, in 1975, they did everything in the studio. There was no magic processors or anything. And everything comes out great, but obviously technology is here to help us. But
it's funny you say that though. But no, there was a lot of ADT at that time, like automatic double tracking, and that's how flanging was invented. Where you would actually just like copy the vocal over, and like Queen did a lot of that too, right? Where it's like, and a lot, we talk about like there was no auto tune back then, but there was a capstan and very speed. And a lot of the Queen vocals are tuned by tape, of like slowing down the tape and singing a note and then like punching it. Like that happened like way more than people give credit for.
You're ruining my childhood. Stop it.
Same with the song. The song The song Remains the Same by Led Zeppelin was very sped.
Yeah, I mean, like, and it was the same thing, right? And it's also important to remember the H910 came out in like 77. And that was, and so that is the very first harmonizer. And basically, you could actually just like pitch something down, right? Yeah. And a lot of the time, you would do that, and just like they'd use a strobe tuner and see what note they were singing, and then they would just like slow it down and then like print that onto the tape. Like that shit was being done years before Pro Tools, before Auto Tune. And again, like a lot of the people that were using that was Queen. Like, and that's why those vocals have that crazy flanged out quality, and it's a beautiful thing. And it's like,
sounds sick.
I don't know. It sounds sick, and it's like we don't have to fall into this trap and be like, it was on tape, it was live, it was perfect, blah, blah, blah. You know, or like, you know, close.
But they were
to the
so
edge.
sick. Yeah. But they also like laid down some crazy ass performances.
Oh, again, this is not me diminishing their. In fact, this is actually me praising their ability of using the studio as an instrument, and also, I mean, Roy Thomas Baker as an engineer and a producer was a genius, and like a, you know, doesn't get enough credit, I think, you know. Anyways,
yeah, I think people just get it too easy these days. Some people, not everyone. I mean, you guys, you know, Apocalypse, it's a great record, and as I said, like Black Star, you know, if this was the radio days, this would be a fucking massive hit. You know, if the radio was what it was back in those.
So maybe so actually what you're saying is we don't have it so easy today. They actually had it really easy back then because all you had to do was write a song and you'd be famous.
No, it's so you know, but they had a way to reach people properly. You know, it's different. Like, there's a million bands releasing music every day. It's easy to get lost in the shuffle. That's what I'm saying. It's not, and as you know, probably, like, I work in a public radio, and it's playlist, and people that choose the music normally they are influenced by labels, and there's a lot of shit going on that I hate it. You know, it's not really giving the opportunity to do great artists. Sometimes really depends on you know what you like to listen anyway. I'm not saying that a lot of music is bad. I'm just saying it's not equal. An opportunity is not equal for every band.
Yeah, you know? I back that for sure, dude. You're absolutely right. And it's a cesspool. It's
nepotism. A lot of that.
Yeah, it's really hard to kind of do anything, but I mean, I think the world is it's hard for anybody these days. So.
Yeah, and you know, you guys did a headline tour in Canada recently with the album coming out soon enough. What are the plans for live shows? Europe, in my case, is there anything in the can? What are the plans?
Where are you, man?
Portugal.
Nice.
I'll be honest, I don't think we're planning on doing Portugal, and that's not because we don't love it. Like, I mean, I wish we could, but we are planning on doing Europe right now, but I don't know if we're making it there. I know we're doing some dates in the UK. We've got some dates I think we're going to be doing, you know, like Paris and then going through Germany. I don't know if we're going to the other, you know, to that coast. I hope we can.
We'll see. Yeah. So basically, there's plans. Nothing's been cemented, but we'll see.
I know it's always difficult for a band because if to play Portugal is really in the S of Europe. So either a tour ends there or you have like 4 dates in Spain, which you can do like 2 dates in Spain, come to Portugal, and then go back to Spain. That's the only way normally for things to work. Or if you're a big band, you start in Lisbon or you finish in Lisbon and then you can go back.
Are you a big Gentle Giant fan?
No, not really.
That's just they've got a song called 2 Weeks in Spain. It's like the funkiest, froggiest thing I've ever heard. And it's like as soon as you said like, or you do 4 dates in Spain, I was like, 2 weeks in Spain. It's like that honestly. Like,
sorry, we're nerds.
Sorry.
I like that. Anyway, and you know, as Canadians, I have to ask you this: Rush are back. How do you guys feel about them being back, playing live shows? I saw them only once, and it was one of the best shows I ever seen.
When did you see them?
It was for the last before that last record. I saw them in Dublin. It was 2012, 2013 maybe, or before that. So
maybe the Time Machine tour.
Yeah, the Time Machine tour, exactly. Yeah.
I saw that tour. Yeah.
I think that was like the peak, man. They were so good.
Great. Well, at least
I'm stoked, man. I mean, God, it's so nice that they're back doing what they want to do. I think they've handled it with class and grace, just as you would expect them too. I think they're honoring Neil's memory, and they're also, bringing this music to a whole new generation of people. I'm bummed about how expensive the tickets are, because that means I'm not going to be able to go to every single night the way I used to when they would come to town. But it's exciting. I'm thrilled because I've been tapped to help them with a couple of things on the technical side, which is really cool. It's like I helped Getty on the and Alex on the technical side of the Taylor Hawkins tribute stuff a few years ago. I had a keyboard tech for Getty, and then help Alex load some fucking the XFX files for him, which is so funny because these guys are just absolute legends. But they just, that part of that world's gotten away. So I'm helping them program some shit that they have to trigger right now. So I think because of that, I might be able to go see one of those shows maybe for free, and make sure that all the rig is working well. However, I wish that we got to be a part of it. It would be really cool. But they've been doing an evening with thing for 30 plus years, and even us, we've been doing an evening with thing now, because progressive rock means you're playing a 3-hour set, but you're only doing 10 or 15 songs. So, I mean, as a Rush fan, I wouldn't want to see an opening act. I'd be like, I want to see all parts of 2112 instead of these idiots,
Exactly.
And,
I get it.
And I'm really glad. It's funny because Cody was like, I don't want to see them with Annika, and then we went to the Junos and we saw them play with Annika, and Cody was
Against my will.
Yeah.
And I had no choice but to enjoy it. Yeah.
So,
I am happy for them. I'm happy for them to be playing, but I am definitely conflicted because Neil's the man. Yeah.
I'm going to miss that huge drum set that he had, all those things that he did. It was that Time Machine tour, it's I still, and the crazy thing about Rush fans, it's seeing them in the front, playing whatever, doing the Neil's part and whatever, playing the bass, the air guitar and all that stuff. It's amazing, those fans. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for your time. All the best for Crown Lands. Hopefully you guys can come to Portugal. I know it's a stretch, but fingers crossed for that to happen. You'll have at least one fan here. So
it sounds so good. You have to come now.
But it's one, but it's quality.
Exactly. That's what
you're gonna bring the Grogu out.
So we'll be two with Grogu. We'll be two.
Yeah. Oh my god. Last time I brought my Grogu out, I got a divorce.
That's enough. It's such a treat, man. Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys. Have a great day. Hope to see you guys soon, all right? Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.
Metal Global foi a conversa com o Kevin e com o Cody dos Crown Lands, o do canadiano, que está de regresso com um novo álbum intitulado Apocalipse. É um excelente trabalho. O tema-título tem 19 minutos. Se quiserem ouvir este tema, está disponível nas plataformas de streaming, obviamente, mas também na versão rádio do Metal Global. Esta semana, para além da música Apocalipse, ainda passei a música do Revenant e também a novidade de Night Eternal. E assim chega ao final deste podcast. Dúvidas ou sugestões? Enviar e-mail jorge.botas@rtp.pt. Podem passar pelo site metalglobal.pt e sigam-me no Twitter e Instagram em @mountainking. Façam like na página do Facebook do Metal Global e, claro, se estão a ouvir esta versão em Apple Podcasts, Spotify ou YouTube Music, façam o favor de subscrever para não perder nenhum episódio. Eu volto no próximo programa. Um forte abraço.
Children of the night, you will live through the centuries to come, as I have lived. Good night.